I believe it was a short rest. Is that correct?
I thought I took a long rest.
Didn't we just? Was it just we just woke up? I thought.
Yeah, we went through the night.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because now I remember.
They went and fiddle farted around at the house.
That's right. I got it.
And then they went and checked on it, and I guess it had rebuilt. I think that's all they had done.
I remember that now. That's correct. Y'all had.
Yeah, me and Trevor went and checked on the metal and the. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, I had forgotten that part. But yeah, then y'all went back down to the street and saw that it was kind of slowly but surely Tetrising itself back together. And then y'all went and rested, and I think y'all were gonna get a start out of the tavern in the morning. So that's where we can hit the play button. And if there's any housekeeping measures that y'all want to do or anything you'll need, let me know.
That's right, because after we were eating breakfast and Carrot decided to take his back to his bedroom.
Yeah, he was being
by himself.
That's right. I'm busy. And I don't want to talk to Drew right now.
Well, he's moaning, so I guess y'all have to talk to one another at least a little bit.
Have we decided that there's no fog outside and no evil vampires in the lobby today?
I'm going to run downstairs and check real quick.
That's right, because I thought we did go downstairs because I thought we were walking down to Strahd being there.
That was what that was the thing that I remembered. That's why I couldn't remember it was a long rest. I just remember it at some point y'all went back down there. At some point in the session, I couldn't remember whether it was at the beginning, end, or middle, but I remember you making that comment that you thought you were shocked.
Yeah, we thought we got Groundhog Day and we were just doing the same day over again.
We did go down there and look, and he wasn't there. We got greeted by Ben or Nathan or Nathaniel.
Eric,
that guy. And I'm going to call him every one of those names when I see him.
So yeah, y'all. Let's see. I guess I could get you off the main page and take you to the old tavern.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we can get rid of Carrot for the time being since he's not there.
I'm upstairs reading.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put him in a bedroom. So anyway, y'all have come down and can tell that everything is copacetic. It's another wonderfully overcast, dreary day in the land of Barovia, the Valley of Barovia. Eric again offers you the meager breakfast that he's able to do, and y'all kind of now y'all are in control. You let me know what it is you're wanting to do.
Well, I think if I look at the group, do we agree that this house, Death House, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, that's what the villagers and the people in this area call it. That was I think the last conversation that y'all had with the pitiful preacher and the priest was that he's been searching for a cure of some sort for his son who's been turned for about a year or so, and he had tried to entreat the darker powers that were believed to be housed or in power at this structure on the outskirts of town, and it's believed, at least the rumors of the legends say, that it's believed it's to be some way connected to Strahd. And yeah, that's the motto that they've labeled it as kind of the Death House.
Well, I'll look at everybody and be like, yeah, I agree. I think we all can agree that's pretty awesome, and we need to do that to Valor Point as soon as possible. But I think it's somehow tied to obviously the vampire dude. So we need help. We need somebody that knows more about it than we do. Clearly, because we're trying to steal parts of it and hide in basements.
We only need like a few years.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Oh, I know, 100%. I was on board. I helped you carry it home, but seems like a kind of piston in the wind there.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we need to go find somebody with some more knowledge on this.
Yeah, and I'm looking through the maps here. Where's the map of the region? I found the big map, but I couldn't find the one that had the lake and everything else on it.
It should be if you go to the World of Faerun folder in the subfolder for Barovia. No, let's see here. Did it get? It was there. Where'd it go? Yeah, because it was in y'all's journal because he had drawn it.
Yeah, because I know that.
Important documents and books.
Oh,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
That's right, because he drew it. If that's confusing, I could move it up to the other thing. If that's
No, that's fine. Valley of Barovia map. I just forgot the name of the town. And it's next to that lake, Lake Zarvonich. Zarvonich. So Volca.
Yeah. The book calls it one thing as far as it's got a pronunciation, but I've already called it Valaki. So
Valaki, okay.
I think it's Valike is the way it says. It does the pronunciation, but that sounds not.
I'm not gonna lie. When I see it, it reminds me of that Key and Peele sketch of Balaki. Valaki.
No, that's one of the all-time great. Did you ever see the follow-up of it?
Oh yeah. And is Jack Quellen?
That's still one of the best sketches.
Absolutely.
I would vote that we head that direction, looking for and again, I wish I could remember his name, Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, I'm cool with that for sure.
Get out of this town for a hot second.
Yeah, let's explore this valley of ours.
Let's explore the space.
Explore the space.
All right. Well, if y'all are y'all ready to hit the road, or anything y'all need to do?
Garrett, he's still upstairs reading his book.
I'm going to talk to the line and tell him he needs to go back to the temple and keep the priest company. He's not going to make this adventure with us.
Oh, the lion's not?
No, he's going to stay here and pray, and hopefully he can at some point attain some sort of deity level.
All right. So all we need is an 8-foot tall gladiator that got a deity now.
Yeah. I think there's stats. He can't be a cleric. Stats won't allow it, but he could be a paladin.
Ooh.
a zombie paladin.
Yeah, his stats are not great.
That's all we need. That's all the party needs is another paladin.
All right. So the lion will kind of nod and take his instructions from you. He's going to finish his breakfast here, and then he will make haste north to the church, and he'll keep an eye on the priest as well as do what you've asked him to do as far as the task at the church. Anything else anybody needs to do?
Nothing I can think of.
I think I'm good here. This map, does it map out the easiest route and alternate routes as well?
Let's see here.
It says there's like a dotted line that goes to the bridge up by the river, and there's a longer path that goes around. I'm just wondering what the
that's designating the roads, the major roads. So the
I'll tell Eric?
is lagging, but yeah, Valakai is up there by Lake Zarovich. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, you have the option, obviously, if you'd like to, kind of cut through forest and things like that, you can, or you can take the major roads, or however you want to do it. Let me see here. I'll go ahead and pull it up. Let's see here. Carrick, we're going to bring you downstairs, or are you going to be walking out, or are you going to hang back with the lion?
No, yeah, I mean, I'll come.
I'm going to go talk to Nathaniel at the bar. And say we need 5 of his finest steeds.
Okay. You can walk up to Eric, and he'll kind of nod at you and say, I hope that breakfast was agreeable. And then he will, when you ask for the steeds, he will look at you and go, finest steeds. That would be one thing we are short of here is fine steeds, or steeds for that matter. I could probably commandeer you maybe a horse, but as you've probably seen, the local wildlife here is not prolific.
A donkey, something.
Do you have like a wagon you could just sit in the back of?
It says I definitely don't have that, but I might be able to rustle you up a horse.
Well, start rustling.
Okay. He nods, and he'll leave the establishment.
I guess give me like 10 minutes and I'll make my own.
Yeah. Kind of figured Drake would make his own.
I'm kind of just thinking that maybe this one horse was going to be food later, but
I think we've probably eaten all the horses.
So he will be he'll be gone. Maybe fine steed. All right.
I just summoned the horse.
Okay. You summoned your horse.
Yeah.
All right. Well, similarly as to when Carrick summoned R2, there's a slight change. The last time that you saw
Harak.
He does not quite look like you remember him. He basically looks like a skeletal horse.
Harak, what has happened to you? You look terrible.
There is no meat on his bones of any type. He looks like something that the Grim Reaper would ride in on.
I'm gonna poke his ribs and be like, just make sure it's real.
Oh yeah, it's real. It's real. He just he doesn't. He's looked better. Let's put it that way. But
I'm outside when I do this. By the way, I'm not inside the bar. I'm outside.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you meant you did it inside the.
Yeah, my bad. We'll say I was outside. Sorry, I wouldn't summon a horse inside a building.
Well, the owner was gone. Y'all have done worse things inside people's places. Okay, so yeah, all right. Then we can kind of take you. If you're going to be outside, we'll say y'all are kind of congregating, getting things ready outside. You'll be summoning Harak. And noticing again that he looks a bit anorexic, like he's missed a few too many meals, and died. But he's real nonetheless, and you will be able to use him as anything as you always have. He just again his appearance is different. Where did that go? Hold on, just a second. Where did his token go? All right. So as y'all are kind of out in the the front of the tavern again, Blood of the Vine Tavern. You'll see the same stuff that you always have as far as streets appear to be a little bit more occupied than normal. Again, this isn't Manhattan or anything like that, and we're talking downtown Dubach, but you at least see people milling about. You get several nods from people again, as before. The past 2 days before, ever since your first encounter with Strahd, people have taken notice of you. They haven't quite shunned you completely. So I mean, y'all are kind of making small talk out front when you will notice. Where's his thing? Here we go. Paste. Whoa! Why did it make it that big?
You're huge.
Yeah. Eric comes back a little different than you last saw him.
Put Moonbeam on. He can't see shit.
Let's see here. All right. So you will see Eric coming back down the street from the south toward you. And he's got somebody in tow. And as this person gets a little closer, you'll recognize the individual as Ismark. And the two of them will approach y'all out in front of the tavern, and Eric will address the whole group, but specifically look at Grim and say, I've done as you've asked, done the best that I could. I went to the only person or family that I knew that had any type of animals, and that's obviously, well, I'll call him the mayor, but the Burgomaster family. And Ismark said that he would be willing to allow y'all to have 2 horses, but he requested the ability to accompany me to meet you. He had some matters to speak with you about, and as he kind of nods to Grim, hoping that at least meets somewhat of your criteria, Ismark will step forward and greet the group and say, good to see y'all. Y'all have been busy. Might I invite you back to my home?
We're kind of getting on the road here, but maybe when we get back, I mean, we won't be gone long. It's only like right over there.
Right over. He looks at you. He says, "That's actually the matter, and what I would like to speak with you about." Eric, and he kind of nods at Eric. Informed me that who the horses were for, and obviously I want to help any way that I can. You've done great things for us, but he informed me obviously of your intent to travel, and that's what I want to speak with you about. I have a request to make, if you could find it in your hearts to help me with one other problem.
I'd like to.
We can't have that conversation here.
Honest.
I'm sorry, what?
Does he look like he's being truthful?
Yeah.
I heard the insight check, that I didn't hear what Brock had said.
That's what I said. I just want to see if I believe what he's saying, if he's actually willing to help us, or.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
All right, that's a minute. I want to do know my enemy as well.
Okay.
It'll be character level above or below mine, and Constitution above or below 16.
All right. His level is below you, and his con is 14.
My insight was poo-poo, so I believe it.
All right. Both of y'all are kind of studying, Grim and character kind of studying his facial tics as he speaks, and you feel that he is being truthful, that he is genuinely offering to help, but that he also is genuinely asking for something in return.
I said we go talk to him.
I think we're willing to listen.
Say that again, Brock. Y'all kind of canceled each other out.
I mean, we can go in the bar and talk to him. We're already here, right? Or does he have to? Do we have to go to his place?
Well, you don't have to do anything, but he does. When you mention, can we step into the bar? He kind of looks at you concerned. He says, I don't necessarily trust the surroundings of the bar. I feel safer speaking about this in my home. Unless you have some way to potentially ensure that we're not being spied upon.
Not today, I don't. So let's do it.
I think we go to his house and with the understanding that this is not agreeing to a deal. We're just willing to listen at this point.
That's more than enough for him. He will kind of beckon you south toward his home. Eric is going to return inside the tavern, and as y'all kind of walk to the south, he will continue to kind of talk to you, and he'll confirm what Eric had said when the two of them walked up to you, that he only has 2 horses that could probably make that are healthy enough to make any type of journey, but he is willing to give them to you regardless of whether you accept his proposal or help him out, so to speak. The horses will be yours either way.
Well, we appreciate it. Are we at his place?
Yeah. He's kind of taking y'all downtown, down to a large establishment, not establishment, excuse me, a large home at the south part of town. Of all the ratty ass buildings in this place, this is probably the one that I guess you could say maybe looks the nicest, if that's saying anything. Let's see here. Let's see here. There you go. All right, so as y'all kind of approach this building to the south, I mean, again, it's a mansion. I mean, it's bigger than any of the other little hovels and townhouses that you've passed by that you've been in thus far. But I mean, again, it's still kind of shoddy looking. It's got a iron gate that's kind of twisted and torn. It looks like it's been recently pulled out of the ground in parts, as if things kind of matches the same type of scene that you noticed when y'all visited the church. You kind of see claw marks on the side of parts of the wood beams and things like that, and on the front door. The gate itself that kind of goes in is kind of broken. The weeds and kind of what little dirt and stuff is kind of overgrown. But you don't get a feeling like, it's just a definite hole in the wall. As y'all kind of walk in, Ismark invites you in, and you're kind of greeted by another individual, kind of a slender dressed gentleman that has a small dagger on his hip. And you notice as he kind of opens the door, he has this kind of same look that you had been, you noticed on the preacher's face when y'all were going in and out of there, but he kind of seemed to relax once all of y'all walked in. Did we lose somebody? No, we didn't. I froze. Anyway, he seems to relax. This guy, you'd take him as maybe the house boy or the house butler, whatever you want to call him. He seems to visibly relax. Just kind of walk in, and he says, "Sir Ismark, I see you brought guests." And he kind of has a little conversation with him and looks to you all and says, "Can I interest you all in anything to drink or?"
We just ate. We just ate.
Yeah.
All right. So he kind of waves off this guy, letting him know that there's nothing that will be needed. He kind of leads you through a couple of rooms into the interior of the mansion. As you walk through, you kind of notice that it's kind of dirty and stuff, but it seems to be well furnished. It's the one odd thing that you kind of notice as you walk in is that all of the windows are boarded up, and you can see as the door shuts behind you, as y'all kind of again file in and go deeper into the mansion, that the main door has several of those big wooden slats that they kind of pull across as the door shuts, kind of as a means of barricading the door closed so that it can't be opened. Carrot kind of walks in, and you got to cast detect magic, and
just as we're walking in, just
nothing pings off on you or to you as far as anything magical in the direct vicinity that you're at. Nothing that causes you any kind of like arcana alarm or worry that there's magic at work. He is going to kind of lead y'all again down a hall, and he will pull open a door to a side room on the ground floor, and inside you will see a number of things. You will first see that there is a woman standing there, and she's standing over a coffin. And let's see, pull her.
Well, I don't like the looks of that.
Yeah. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
This woman that kind of stands before you in this room, standing over this coffin, wooden coffin. She's a striking young woman. She's got like red auburnish hair. She kind of carries herself standing there with an air of confidence. She doesn't seem to be like a damsel in distress type thing. She seems to be not the typical female that the ugly, nasty, downtrodden little peasant villagers you've seen. She has a much different appearance to her. And again, she's kind of standing over this coffin. As you all kind of stand at the door, as he opens it, pulls it aside, he goes, gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to my sister, Irina.
So how close would you say I am to her in the coffin?
You're within 15 feet.
All right, then I would like to use Divine Sense and see if I detect anything undead, celestial, or fey, or fiend.
All right. You do not detect anything in that manner.
Okay.
Same as Carrick, you don't get any little spidey sense hairs on the back of your neck or anything like that. So he does. He introduces you to her, and she kind of looks up from the coffin and makes eye contact with each of you. And then she kind of looks at Ismark and says, are these the gentlemen that you've spoken to me about? And he kind of nods and says, they may be able to help us. They did not promise their aid, but they were willing to listen. And with that, he kind of looks at you and says, would you mind coming in?
I'm gonna look at Drew and be like, hey, did she just get out of a goddamn coffin?
Hey, so what's up with the coffin? Before we just go walking in.
She
I just have a thing about coffins. Things have typically come out of them around me.
Yeah, no, he kind of you can see. I don't want to say not a smirk, but you see that Ismark understands your reluctance, but at the same time, he kind of maybe finds it not humorous, but he finds a little bit maybe of irony in it or humor in it. But he kind of says, "No, rest easy, gentlemen. This is our father. We have been unable to bury him, or Irina has refused to bury him. We can get into more of that kind of goes in line with." The favor, but yes, rest easy. That's merely our father. He died occurred before y'all arrived about a week ago.
I'll lean down to Grim and just kind of whisper and be like, "Hey, I don't sense any undead around here."
So this town doesn't have horses and it doesn't have shovels. It's weird.
Say that again. You kind of your audio is really bad. You kind of, at least on my end, you cut out really
I
bad.
just said this town doesn't have horses and it doesn't have shovels.
He looks at you or she, well, they both kind of look at you and says, well, surely you're not the most observant person if you don't realize why there's not many horses around here. As far as the shovels go, we do have shovels, and we also have a place to bury him. Unfortunately, I do not trust burying him in the village cemetery.
Oh, you should be good now.
She kind of again. You get the exact kind of the opposite feeling that when you speak with Ismark, as you have in the past. He's kind of the, I mean, nobody's really happy, but he's, if you remember your experience with him in the bar, he's more of the drinking, kind of less sure of himself type personality, where she seems very confident. So she kind of takes over the conversation and responds to what you said, Carrick, and say, what do you mean by that?
Oh, well, we talked to the priest. Graham, is he still a priest?
Yeah, I mean, he's not a good one, but yeah, he's there.
Yeah, we talked to the priest, and he had a little problem, and we sorted it out for him.
Yeah.
And she, there's a mixture of relief, as if she's kind of felt possibly the same things that you articulated, but at the same time, she's kind of got a questioning look, like what type of problems? Again, I don't mean to be nosy in your affairs, but it does hold interest to me. That is one of the major reasons why we've been unable to bury our father, because I don't feel that. I feel that there's something strange that's been going on with that cemetery, and I didn't feel right putting my father in the ground there.
Well, to not get into his affairs too much, let's just say he has no reason to be digging up corpses anytime soon.
And she, with that, you kind of see like this aha moment, this light bulb moment, where her eyes kind of get wide, and she says something to the effect of, "I knew it. I knew that he had to have had a hand in that." And she almost becomes agitated, like she's like she kind of, not bows up, but she she almost kind of gets a little bit, her shoulders kind of get a little bigger, like she's going to be, like she almost like wants to go there and confront the priest. You can kind of sense that she's been kind of holding that in. And she says, I've had suspicions for some time that he was involved in some illicit affairs with the cemetery. There's been so many dead bodies or dead family members and other bodies from ages past that have gone missing. Obviously, you've seen that most of the burial plots have been dug up, and he would always blame it on the creatures of the night, on Strahd or other demons that or ghosts that he believed that were haunting the cemetery. But I knew he had to be involved.
So that died in an attack?
Both of them will kind of nod and say, shortly before you arrived, maybe a few days before you arrived, there was an attack on the village. A great number of werewolves and other creatures under Strahd's control attacked not only the village, but the source, or the focal point. The focal point of the attack was our house here, and then this is when kind of Ismark kind of looks at his sister, and nods and kind of interrupts her and says, "Feel free to speak freely. I've kind of explained to them already what's happened." And with that, she will kind of look at you, and she's going to pull her kind of cloak, her scarf to the side, and you're going to see some very large puncture wounds in her neck. And both of them will kind of reiterate the story, or some of the things that Ismark told y'all in the bar several days ago, that Strahd has some type of, they believe, infatuation with her, and he has visited and found a way on more than one occasion to con or charm himself into the into the home, and she's been bitten twice. And they hear that, at least as far as the legends go, that as far as the legends that they know with other females that he's taken interest in over the millennia, that with a third bite, she would become one of his vampire spawns. And so as a result, that they have kind of hunkered down, or at least she has, and she now no longer leaves the confines of the house, and no one is allowed to enter unless it's with Ismark.
He can't.
And
He can't get in
she
here
kind of
whenever he
informed
wants
you
to.
that.
He can't just come in when he wants to. He's a vampire, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So she says that it was shortly before y'all arrived. They believe he had attempted to gain entry again, and when he was unsuccessful, out of his anger, he tried to flush her out, and so he sent his denizens to attack the town and the mansion. And in the attack, her father died. And she fears. She says fears. She doesn't fear Strahd, but she fears becoming basically a walking dead in his servitude. She doesn't want that to happen. And so Ismark kind of interrupts her and says that he has been trying to convince her to get out of the village, but she refuses to leave until their father is buried. She wants to bury him rightfully so, in the manner in which that he deserves. And so Ismark kind of, again, he interrupts her, and that's when he turns to you and says, this is what I am asking. Would you be able and willing to get her out of the village? I know that you're going somewhere. Could you take her with you?
What do you want to do with her when we get her there? Just leave her?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest here. Like, I don't think we can keep her safe out in the wild. Like, we have some pretty lofty goals, and they include not being apart from Mr. Strahd. So, you want us to take you to Strahd? Eric asked confusingly.
No. He says, this village is under the ever-watching eye of Castle Ravenloft, and he kind of nods in the direction of the cliffs that kind of overlook this town. And he says, Strahd has eyes and ears in the entire valley, but his power is greatest here nearest his castle. And I fear for her life. I fear for her safety. And we feel that if we can get out of the shadow of Castle Ravenloft, then she has a chance maybe in one of the other towns to hide and be safer than she is here, because sooner or later he is going to breach these walls one way or the other, whether it be through his magic or through just through force and attack.
All right, so say we do this for you. What are you doing for us?
He looks at you and he says, I don't have much, but I can provide you currency that is good for this area of the world, and a few of the items that haven't been destroyed. I can give you the few items I have to help you in your journey.
What kind of items? Yeah,
Is that receipt upon delivery, or is that like in good faith as we go about our journey?
He says, in good faith. He says, I along with the horses, if you will, agree to help, I will give you not only the horses. The horses I was going to give you anyway, but I'll give you what I can now. And again, I don't see how she's going to be any safer here than if she's able to be snuck out of the village.
Taking her out of the village ain't gonna be a problem unless Strahd shows up. I mean, I don't see anybody stopping us from taking her out of here but him.
Said, no, he's not going to stop you. That's what he wants, is her to be vulnerable. But I've seen what you can do. The whole town is talking about it. You've done something that no one in this town has ever seen happen. We've only heard about it through stories from our elders. You've actually done something. You at least, even if it were for only a short period of time, you've removed Strahd from our village, and so obviously you have your people of great ability. So if there's any way that you know of where you could covertly sneak her out of here, we'd be forever in your debt.
I think sneaking her out is a possibility, but again, I don't know how much safety we can guarantee her. Do you have somewhere in mind that you want her to go, or do you want to go yourself? Do you know where you want to go?
He looks and he says, I don't know where you are headed, but there's really only two places that offer any type of, and he kind of, it's quote unquote, they don't have air quotes in the village of Barovia and D&D, but you get the feeling that's kind of what he's saying. There's there's only two places that kind of really offer any type of quote unquote safety, and any place is safer than here. The other two villages or towns are Valakai and Kreksk. And I have contacts in each that I could point you toward if you were willing to do it.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to leave this town, but eventually we're going to be toe to toe with Strahd again. So I don't know if you want to be there when we do that.
But that's when he kind of looks and says, do you have any way, any of course the stories they obviously have it's known that y'all know rare and unusual forms of magic. Is there any way that you know of that you could get her out of here without him?
How far is this?
Y'all kind of canceled each other out.
The next town over, is that Valakai? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Kreksk is on the far west. It's the far westernmost town. Valakai kind of in the middle.
How far away is Valakai? Is 7-8 miles?
I think that's what if we go back, you'd have to go back to that. I think that's what we estimated. It was about 7 miles.
I could get you out of here in secret right now in broad daylight if you wanted to, but you'd kind of be going alone.
Okay.
Or you can follow us for an hour up to in secret.
It's still dark outside.
It's overcast. It's morning time, but again, it's
broad daylight, and then looks.
It's like Alaska during the 6 months of or whatever it is, 60 days of winter, whatever it is. It's perpetually overcast and kind of.
Sneaking you out's not an issue. We can sneak you out, but it's just a question of do you feel safe leaving, and what are these magic items before my magic spell runs out?
Well, they're not in this room, but he says that there are some items that we've been able to kind of hold on to that have been passed down. They're probably nothing that is rise to your level of power, but it's the most that I can offer you. He says it's some type of strange jug that has mysterious liquids in it. A cloak that allegedly is able to protect the wearer, and something that provides good fortune.
Yeah. Can I just see these items? I don't have to really touch them. I just want to look at them.
Yeah.
And before detect magic runs out, I just want to verify that they are in fact what he says they are.
Yeah, he will kind of nod, and he will leave the room, and he'll be gone maybe about 5 minutes, and he will return, and he will have he's going to return with his little young butler, and they're going to be carrying a chest, and they'll place the chest down and open it. And he also reaches in his pocket and he tosses to to the nearest person that's standing next to him, whoever that might be, a little not silk, a little cloth purse or sack. He tosses it to you, and you'll open it up, and you'll find 500 Zaraviches in there. And then he will open the chest, and you will see these items.
The one Grog made mayonnaise with. Ooh, cloak of protection.
And he says, "That's. I know that it's not much, but that's all that I have besides the Zaraviches to offer, and then the horses. I don't know if that's enough to sway your."
Yeah, well, Carrick's on board. Again, no promises for your safety, but we can get you out of town.
He says that's good enough. I just want to see her safe, at least safer than she is here. And she steps forward, and this is kind of where she pipes back up, and
Oh boy.
afflicting Carrick's father, vampirism. But it's a
Yeah, is that right? But she has not turned yet.
She has not turned. These bites have not come from normal vampires. This has come from Strahd himself, which is a bit different. And again, he's as you've kind of well, she says, I don't necessarily in peace, knowing that my father was laid to rest. If Ismark trusts you, then I trust you. All right.
Yeah, my internet's not great tonight.
All right. So she will kind of nod as far as thanking you for solving the problem that was in the church. She says that they will make immediate arrangements to have him buried, and if you're okay with leaving later this afternoon, she can have him buried. She'll be able to ensure that he's buried, and she'll be fine to put the Barovia village in her rearview mirror.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So let me throw her little profile out there. All right. I take it y'all have accepted his request, and so he will thank you profusely, and he says that this is your and they're looking to you to your expertise. So this is your plan. Is it? He would like to go. He would like to go with her to see her safely there. But if your plan on getting her there, whatever it may be, is not conducive to him coming along, he defers to you all.
I don't know what the plan is. I mean, I thought we were on horseback.
But that's why he said it that way. Because he doesn't know what the plan is, nor do I know what the plan is.
I don't know where Brandon is. I don't.
She feels safe. Time, then she would elect that.
One less person we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. Then she would pick that. She would pick that option if that's a.
I mean, if we get there, we can like kind of check up on her, I guess, if we know where she's going. But if she wants to just skip the road and just go straight there by herself, she can fly there.
Okay. She kind of looks at you with this is the first time you notice like that confidence just kind of drops. She looks like just sheer dumbfounded and surprised. It's like, I don't know what this magic is that you speak of, but I like it.
What can she fly as?
Yeah, whatever the most common bird is. Y'all have ravens here. What do y'all have here?
She nods. She says, "Yes, most of them belong. It seems like they're the eyes and ears of Strahd. There's some that say that there's another sect or a group of Weir Raven that are not part of Strahd's forces. So yes, the raven would be a very common bird.
What about a bat?
Well, I can turn you and you can fly there.
Would bats be common?
Well, yeah, bats are pretty dang common here.
I'll leave it to her. I could do either of those, whichever one she feels safer as.
She'll pick the raven, and she'll immediately again go up to each one of you, thanking you, and then specifically to Carrick, who's offered to this magic to her, and she says, "Please just give me a few hours to have the members of our staff bury my father, and once I know that he is where he belongs, I will be here."
And we're sending her to
I guess wherever. Well, I assume she can go to Valakai in an hour. She can fly straight there.
Yeah. She says if she's only got an hour, just in case to be on the safe side, in case there's any delays or anything like that she has to avoid. Again, she's having trouble wrapping her head around like flight, but she says, "Yeah, I'll just go to the nearest safe haven, which would be Valakai."
Okay.
So listen, when this spell drops,
And
you're going to turn back into a human. Is she a human? I assume she's human. So if I was you, I'd be either low to the ground or sitting on the ground when that happens.
Okay. She says, "Thank you. That sounds important to know."
I mean, technically, I can go with her, unless y'all just want me to ride a horse.
You want to fly there too?
I can.
I guess Jack could help us out and send you with her if you wanted to.
I mean, I can polymorph into a bat all by myself.
Does that last an hour?
That lasts as long as.
How long does it last, Brock?
I don't have to. I'm just saying I can.
Well, I say, and then we hit the road.
Maybe you can go if you want. It's up to you.
Hey, I'll ask the group. Do we have any powdered silver on any of us?
No, I don't. I do not.
I pull out my 10 bloody silver pieces.
Powdered silver.
No, but I could use some powdered silver for protection.
If only y'all had stayed a little longer in the silver mines.
Oh wait, hold on. I have silver and iron dust. What does it say?
Yeah, that's for good and evil protection.
Yeah.
And for magic circle.
Yeah.
I know this because I wrote down all of the costly components and I have them on my sheet on you.
Silver and iron dust. 400 gold worth.
Oh,
If I could just get a pinch of that, we can ensure that her father will not become undead.
I only burn her dead.
After she leaves.
What?
I only burn him.
Burn.
back to him to see if he was bitten, like he might rise again or something like that.
That's not a bad idea. Can I do him?
Well, that's what I'm saying. With a little pinch of powdered silver, I can ensure that he will not rise again the next night.
Yeah. I mean, how much do you need?
Just a little bit worth. Just maybe a small handful.
I'll say I'll give you with like 20.
Out of game, we'll say 25 gold piece worth, but in game, I'm assuming it's kind of just a small handful.
Yeah, I got you.
I need an hour to perform the burial rites.
Well, I'll go while you're doing that. I'm going to go get the lion.
If you'll allow me to perform the ceremony for the burial rites, I'll ensure that he will not become undead.
Ismark has no problem with that whatsoever. Again, you can tell that their concern and fear is genuine, that they've lived here long enough that they know what happens to a lot of the people that die here if Strahd chooses to use them, and that is not a fate that they want for any of their beloved family members. So he agrees wholeheartedly. Do what you can.
All right, so Carrick's going to pull out his book and be like, okay, so you're going to let me know when you want to leave, and then I'll turn you into a raven. And until then, I've got some reading to do. So can I hang out here, or should I go back to the...
She says, if you have no objection, I would prefer you stay here because that's the less traffic in and out of this house, the better. It's the only really way we can ensure safety here.
Is there somewhere I can
Yeah, she says you can go to our library.
Library? Hold on.
Oh, Carrick's going to the library. Heck yeah.
That's the last you see of Carrick for a while.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, unfortunately for Carrick's, he's extremely disappointed when he rolls in and he sees.
My detect magic's still up.
Yeah, what meager magic items they have bequeathed them to you, and the library. It's less Ritz-Carlton club level library and more like.
Oh, and FYI, as Carrick walks out of the room, he grabs the alchemy jug and keeps walking.
Okay, all right. So she will show you the library again. It's just kind of a rundown little parlor library. There's a few books and things like that. You can feel free to peruse them, but if there's anything particular you want to look for, you can in just a moment. But I assume the rest of the group, are y'all going to hang out here and just leave from here, or are y'all going to go back to the tavern?
Well, I'm going to perform the burial rites.
Okay.
The aid of the lion and the burial.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with Irina.
All right. We can. Yeah. She's the more people that kind of help out with that, especially the God bless the lion could be a single pallbearer at this point. He will just say that the ones that choose to kind of hang out here do so. The ones that help get the coffin up there, y'all will be at the church at this point. Ismark is there, not Irina, and he will ensure that where the family plots are there in the most prominent part of the cemetery are picked. They place the casket in there, and then whatever Darut does, he does.
I mean, so I'll need a little over an hour to do this, but
Okay.
here I'll put the
I'll aid you in any way possible if there's incense or something.
I just need the
Dust.
powdered silver. Where is this? Oops, wrong one. Where'd it go? Oh, wrong. But here's the effect that I'm doing on this spell.
All right. So you've successfully done that, and as Ismark stands there and kind of stays there with him looking over this this process, he sees you kind of touch him, and he nods, and you can kind of hear him whisper over your shoulder, "Thank you," and ceremony goes off without a hitch, and so all the time that's needed for that has elapsed, and the dirt is placed on the burial plot, and everything is good. Here, as y'all kind of gather back around at the front of the church.
Before homegirl leaves, I want to talk to her real quick.
Okay, so then y'all will head back down to the mansion. I say y'all. I assume everyone, but if someone's not, let me know.
I'm already with her, so.
We'll all head back. Okay. All right. So the ones that had participated all make their way back down to the burgomaster's mansion, and you'll find Irina keeping Carrick company, not like necessarily talking. I know he needs his reading time, but just kind of hanging out with him as y'all kind of walk in. Ismark will approach her and let her know that the deed has been done, and that their father is now successfully buried. And she will almost kind of maybe tear up a little bit, but she's glad that that it is done, that it's finished. And Grim, you've got, if you need something.
Before he turns into a dirty bird, I'll walk over and put my hand on her shoulder.
Okay.
And tell her when she gets to where she's going, find a safe place and wait for us to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't talk to anybody. Don't do anything. Just wait. We'll be there in half a day.
Okay. She nods.
As I walk away, I'm going to pluck a little bit of her hair out and walk away.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Or sleight of hand. Do sleight of hand. Sorry, sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
Dex or something in it.
Yeah, I think it's it's dex based. Sleight of hand is.
You probably could have just asked.
She as fumbling as Grim normally is, he somehow pulls it off, and she doesn't notice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Carrot, which you must.
We only have 3 horses. I'm doing the bat thing anyway. I'm going with her.
All right.
You're going to separate from the party?
Well, I'm going with her. Y'all, you got a short trip. It should be fine.
Yeah, should be. Okay. I'm sure we won't get ambushed on the road or anything.
No,
Carrie
you won't.
actually says that.
All right. So as y'all are getting ready for the moment of truth, Carrick does whatever voodoo he does so well.
My trusty cocoon, and my screen is laggy, so I cast polymorph on her.
Okay. And just as quickly as she, or just as soon as she was standing there with the blink of an eye, she is now a squawking black raven. Her brother is like aghast at this transformation, and equal parts excited and surprised, as well as mortified at the fact that she's now, his beloved sister is now a bird. But she kind of chirps her calls and nods her head, and she is ready for Ismark to open the door. And just as that happens, Baron does his voodoo that he does well, and as soon as he was standing there, he is now in the form of a bat. I guess they're having a battle of ugliness to see which is uglier, the bat or the raven. But we've got two flapping creatures there, and Ismark goes to the door and opens it, kind of looks out, and then kind of looks down at the bird and the bat, specifically his sister. I guess kind of deferring to her as whenever she's ready, and she doesn't hesitate and is gone out the front door. And I assume that means Baron is following her.
Right behind her.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I'll be right behind her.
Oh, you're right behind her. Okay. All right. Okay, I got you. Oh, you've got like a Japanese thing going. Like you're not saying anything, but your voice is coming through, and then later your lips go.
The internet here is horrible right now.
So yeah, Baron. So Irina and Baron are now out the door, and they are headed due northwest as the crow flies, literally as the crow or the raven flies, headed northwest. And so with that, she is gone, and y'all, as is Baron, and y'all find yourself standing at the door, and I guess y'all are ready to head out.
Yep. We'll scoop up the cloak and the good. I don't know. We'll scoop up the rest of the goods and divvy them up later.
Yeah. No sweat. That should be hopefully. That was a few minutes ago. I think I made it available in y'all's stuff, so it should be. Okay, it should be under the magical items now.
Yeah, we can't.
And also, you have 500.
Nice.
So, yes.
We all have 100 Zarvages.
I will mount my undead steed, the skeleton Harak.
All right, so that leaves Carrick and Grim and Jack and Ivor.
Yeah.
I was gonna have to do something anyway. We can't all get on these horses.
3 horses for the 4 of us.
I can run somebody.
You can hop on me.
No, the elves are probably pretty light, I'd imagine. Especially the frail wizardly elf with no muscles.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm on
I'm lagging too. Hold on 1 second. Something's not working.
And this works out great for me. Hey, DM, can I read while Grim drives my horse?
I wouldn't see why not. I mean, you'll be at a disadvantage on any like perception checks since you're gonna have your nose in the book. But yeah,
That works for me. I got the bird for that.
all right, perfect. Yeah. You read away.
Nice.
I'll ride. I'll drive a horse. You can have a rope by yourself.
All right.
He's bony. His backbone's kind of bony anyway.
And I'm a little worried about him right now. He doesn't look well.
Oh yeah, this is not going to be a comfortable ride for Drew. He's used to a little meat This is he's given new definition to the word bareback.
He got a really nice saddle from the Lord's Alliance.
Lawrence Alliance, where are those guys at?
They're enjoying the quietness of the bad boys being gone from the region for right now.
So I do have that nice military saddle. That's right.
Been carrying around apparently.
It goes with the rope.
It does.
All right. Let me get rid of this stuff. Since we are leaving Barovia, I don't have to pull it up anymore. I don't have to have it pulled up right now. Let's see. All right, let's see. We're going to move everybody to the map.
Yeah, something really slow for the 20.
Yeah, mine likes really lagging badly.
Yeah, mine too.
Every time
This is my
I
internet
click on
right
anything, it's taking forever. All right, I'm still waiting for my page to load.
now. Mine too.
Mine loaded.
All right, there it goes. Now it's there. All right, let me zoom out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so if y'all scroll down to the bottom right, the village, y'all are going to be exiting right about here. And y'all are going to begin the trek to Valakai. Need to know, I know you were talking about the marching orders, who's with who.
I'm with Carrick, and I'll go out in front.
Okay.
And I'll have R2 circle overhead.
Okay.
I'll look out.
And Jarut and is on his own horse. And
Yeah, where are we not on the map, or am I looking in vain?
y'all are down here.
Oh, okay.
They're not.
And Jack is on his own horse. Is that correct?
Yeah.
We got Ivor too, huh?
Yeah, Jack and Ivor on horseback, and Grim and Carrick are together on horseback, and that's our 3 horses. And Baron left, and Jim or Drood's on his own horse.
Rock.
This is just Orc for horse. So I have a horse named Horse.
I know, but it sounds so much better than just horse.
Sounds like what Daru would do.
I love that you looked up the Orcish word for horse.
Oh, absolutely. I had to.
All right.
Because
So
Drew's not smart enough to come up with fancy names.
So as the group kind of out of every scene in a western kind of rides their horses out of town, y'all will make your way slightly to the south as you kind of cross the bridge of the Ivolus River, and y'all will begin heading then due east. Excuse me, not due east. I'm sorry, due west toward I assume following the main road. Y'all let me know if there's anything that y'all are going to do differently, but I assume kind of following the main road. As right before y'all left, meant to say that Ismark kind of gives you some parting words and says that. You're obviously, you know where you're headed. You've got the map that he's drawn you. It's up there located by Lake Zarovich. He says that while it may seem like a safe haven, since it's not as close to Castle Ravenloft as this village is, he asks that you remember that Strahd still has dominion over everything, that he has eyes and ears everywhere, and that while don't allow yourself to be fooled into thinking that you're safe there. That any type of hope is usually a false hope in this plane. So he just says he would advise stick to the road, but he realizes that y'all can do whatever where you feel is safest since y'all are the accomplished adventurers. He gives you the 500 there, but he also gives you some basic food and supplies that he's able to give you for your short journey. He says that once you get there, that it may be the person that leads the town there, the burgomaster that's there is Baron Valakovich. And he warns you that he is, while he is not, and while he believes he's not an evil man per se, he's not someone to be trusted. And that's kind of the parting advice that he gives you.
And that was who is not to be. Sorry, I missed the name.
Baron.
Baron, but one R. Baron Valakovich, Valakkovich.
First name is John. Call him John Malkovich.
And so,
I'm sure when I'm meeting, he'll seem like a pleasant man.
We'll know he's a vampire if Drew becomes friends with him.
All right. So y'all will make your way to the west. As y'all do so, y'all are on the road for some time without incident. You said R2 is flying circles over y'all, kind of keeping watch. Is that correct, Carrot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just watching diligently in front of me as we go.
As always, Drew's vision is just kind of gazing off into undead things.
All right. Y'all manage to make it without any problems. Y'all come to a fork in the road right about here. And as y'all kind of shimmy your horses up to the crossroads, you can see that one heads due north, kind of following the river, staying away from kind of the wilderness, and one, according to the map that Ismark kind of drew for you and provided for you, kind of meanders through the forest, more of the forest to the left, and meanders and kind of comes to the same spot, another bridge near something he calls the Sear Falls. So I guess you just kind of tell me which direction y'all want to take.
I don't know about you guys, but I do remember, I recall a time on a boat with a vampire in which like running water was kind of important and taking care of him. So I would kind of like to stick near running water.
I agree.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go north.
Okay.
I'm in the
All
lead.
right. All right, so y'all will turn north, turn the horses north, following the main road, and kind of avoiding the heavy forest that he kind of delineated on your map to the west, and you will head, through a little bit of forest, but it's a pretty decently sized dirt road that looks like it's been traveled at least quite a bit. Y'all will continue to head north. I need R2, since he's flying the highest, to make a perception check.
Ooh, an 18 and a 19 for a 22.
All right. As you are heading north, this larger body of water that's kind of labeled as kind of like a pool or a little lake on your map. R2 is going to notice that the road, as it kind of nears and gets closer to this river, to this body of water up here, starts to gradually kind of disappear, and it's kind of the dirt's kind of being replaced with kind of twisted, muddy paths and deep ruts in the earth. She's kind of, again, she's flying up ahead and all around you. So she's going to see first. She's going to see that there's some deep ruts in the earth and the mud, showing evidence of recent comings and goings of wagons. And so she will relay that information to you, that it looks like recently there's been some traffic on this road.
Yeah, I'll tell Grim. Somebody's ahead of us, it looks like. There's ruts on the ground.
Okay. All right. So y'all proceeding?
I mean, it is a road. I would expect.
No, I know. I don't ever want to assume anything.
Yeah, I think we keep going.
Okay. All right. So as y'all kind of get a little closer, y'all will kind of reach the southernmost tip of the of this pool, the little pond or lake that's off to your right. You kind of break the tree line, and you're able to see for the first time, the water that kind of stretches out, and you can see the forest and the land on the other side. Have R2 roll another perception check.
18.
Oh, another good one. All right. Yep.
Advantage. Nice.
Yep. And she's going to see more. All right. So as you kind of reach that point, she's going to send some. You kind of see further to the north, near the water line, kind of a area that looks like there's a clearing. And next to that, she sees what looks to be some old, dilapidated, rundown structures. I would say buildings, but there's no walls standing or anything like that. It's more like just the frames. It looks like it was maybe some type of little outpost or something that's been destroyed. But more of note than anything, she notices several wagons and a large number of horses, and a large group of people that appears to be around a fire.
Yeah. The group. Tell everybody to stop for a second. Let's figure this out.
Get a head count.
Wait, why are we stopping?
I was just going to say, there's like this group of people, those wagons. There's like a big herd of people. Did R2 give me like a count? Are we talking 10, 20, 50?
It's a larger number as far as like it's more than just a couple, but she's far enough away. She'd need to fly a little closer if she's going to get a head count.
Wait, did you say wagons?
Wagons. People.
So there are wagons here.
Yeah, there's ruts on the ground. I already told Grim this. Where were you?
Well, I didn't know that. I'm in the back.
So, do you want her to fly a little closer for you?
Yeah, I'll put the book up and kind of close my eyes and take control and fly over there.
Now Carrick's pissed. He had to stop reading.
I kind of slammed my book a little bit and put it in my bag.
All right.
Well, now I'm pissed because I feel like I was lied to. I was told there was no wagons.
All right. Go ahead and have her make two things. Make a stealth check, and since she's flying a little closer, and also make an investigations check.
Ooh, okay. The stealth was a 7. Investigation, she's not good at that. Come on. Well, she rolled an 18 though, so 14 on investigation and 7 on stealth.
All right. Birds fly. No one takes any really notice. She's able to kind of get closer, but this is what she's going to really like. She kind of, again, she sees at the southernmost part of this group is those kind of destroyed structures. There's no walls or nothing, and that's the group. This group that she has spotted is not around that. They're to the north, closer to the river. She spots what appears to be 4, 6, 8 horses, 4 wagons, and it appears to be 11 people kind of around a campfire.
Do they look healthy or sick, or do they have swords? Or are they armed? What do they look like?
They look like gypsies.
Oh, Lord
Those
Jesus.
mother. Oh,
I'll tell the group. It's those damn wood gypsy people.
the ones that disappeared on us last time.
Yeah, the ones that were werewolves and they work for Strahd, those ones.
That's right.
Yeah, have they seen us yet, or are we stopped?
Oh no! Y'all have kind of stopped your horses all way south of there. Again, I was counting them. Let me go back to the map. Y'all are. God darn! Why did I reset the freaking map? Hold on. Y'all have kind of just passed the tree line, like right here at the bend, and the structures are here, and they're kind of up here. God bless, why is it not working?
I don't know about y'all.
Up there.
Just to go the long way. Although they were super nice last time we talked to them.
They were super nice.
And then they tried to murder us.
Turned into werewolves.
Last time we talked to them, the stupid fog cloud came out on us.
Maybe we just roll on bad this time. I mean, we do need to meet up with Baron in like an hour.
Oh, Baron can be a bat forever, right?
Yeah, she cannot.
Well, the girl can't though.
I'm gonna have to take.
That's true.
I'm gonna have to take. Her at some point.
I don't know. Carrot votes go around. Y'all do what you want.
Y'all do whatever's best.
For Strahd, right? So he's gonna know exactly where we're at.
And just Strahd speaking, I don't like being this separated from Baron for an extended.
Do his best.
Okay. Well, that's 2 to go around.
And I don't think we even made it
One
to Ismark yet.
Let's say go around.
All right.
Okay. All right. So you'll kind of beckon or command mentally your wonderful bird back to you.
Yeah, I'll have her sit there and watch until we're out of sight, and then make sure we didn't get noticed before I snap her back.
Okay. All right. So y'all will kind of turn your horses and start to carefully head south. R2 keeps an eye on.
God bless you.
Thank you. So y'all kind of turn your horses back to the south, heading the direction in which you came. R2 will keep a close eye on them until y'all are far enough away that you're out of sight, out of mind. She watches them. They appear to be having a jolly good time, singing and dancing and having a grand old time. You do see a couple additional people, or she sees a couple additional people kind of come out of the tents and then go back in the tents. She sees an old lady come out of one of the tents, and it looks like she kind of chastises 1 or 2 of the people, and then she kind of retreats back into her tent. But at this point, it doesn't look like anybody noticed y'all's presence to the far south, and y'all are far enough away that y'all are completely out of sight, and so you can beckon her back to you.
Yeah.
And y'all will now begin to head due south and make your way back to that fork in the road, and then y'all will come back to the. Whoa! Why did my map move? I was trying to the bend, and y'all will begin to take your long trek through the forest. Why is it doing that? Well, my page is completely lagged. I was trying to scroll the map. Hold on.
Yeah, the map is taking forever to roll.
Yeah, it's not moving. I'm trying to scroll it up, but it's not cooperating.
Big image.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I'm
The other map of Barovia with the red lines on it works out pretty good.
Yeah, I just can't point to that one. The one you're talking about, the one in the journal.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't point to that one.
Right.
All right.
All right, guys, I'm going
It's
to go to
working.
bed. I've been sleeping through half this session anyway.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right, see y'all.
See you, bud. All right. All right. So y'all, God, this thing is lagging so bad. All right. So y'all will, hold on. I can't even get the map to move. All right. So y'all have reached this point down here, and y'all begin traveling north through the deeper woods. Let's see here. Yep. Y'all travel without incident, no issues whatsoever. Y'all kind of reach a point where you are able to, if you so choose, kind of cut through the forest if you want, or follow the main path.
Okay, I think we stay to the main road.
Okay. All right. Y'all kind of continue the long way around, and you will make your way back up to this direction here. You will hear everybody make perception checks. All right. Y'all are going to hear two that I've got. Let's see here. I mean, that's enough as far as Graham. Graham already had a 19, but R2's a 14. Carrick, was that a 22?
Oh no, that was from earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, Grim is gonna hear, as will R2, since she's kind of up above, kind of a great rushing of water as you kind of near this area. She will also still be able to, since she's flying high enough to the right, she's going to see way, way off in the distance that encampment of Gypsies Vistani that y'all had spotted way to your east. And again, she and Grim are able to very clearly hear the sound of kind of rushing water to y'all's west. And let's see here, as y'all kind of near this river that kind of cuts across, there's some little tributaries that kind of jet off in little different directions. It's kind of become a little bit more marsh. Is marshery a word? Swampy, a little bit slower going. It appears that at some point this river either overflowed or flooded this area. The bridge looks kind of rough as far as over this river. It's not, doesn't appear to be in great working order, but it does appear to be, at least from cursory glance, traversable. But that's kind of what you notice, is that this going has become a little bit slower. And continue north, or
Yeah, I mean, I assume they came over this bridge at some point with those wagons.
like I said, I don't want to go all the way without assuming y'all are going to do something else. All right, so y'all will head north, and again, y'all will kind of get your horses will take a little bit to kind of get through. It kind of goes up to their knees in certain parts of it as you kind of approach the bridge. As y'all kind of go across, you're going to hear some god awful moaning and creaking as y'all go across this thing, but it does hold without incident, without any problem. And y'all will begin to cross this bridge, and as you do so, R2 will, I assume, I hate to assume, but she's still kind of keeping an eye to y'all south now, right?
Sure.
Okay. You haven't seen any. She hasn't seen any movement or anything that looks like any wagons being packed up or anything like that. So it looks like that your trek around has been successful and fruitful. You have not drawn the attention of this group of gypsies. As you kind of break the tree line, you'll notice that what was forest south of the bridge has become a little bit more desolate and barren. As y'all kind of break the trail, it's kind of almost like dirt plains in front of you as you follow this path. To your east, you now get a clear view of Castle Ravenloft at the top of its peak. With that, now that you're not down at the bottom of the village, with it being partially obscured by the trees, you're able to get a clear line of sight, and it's a pretty mammoth castle sitting on top of these peaks directly to your west.
I'll make a mental note of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's this direction over there.
Yeah.
Giving it what I would assume a wide berth. You are going to stick to the path and stick to the left as far to the left as possible, following the road.
Yeah, we're making a straight shot to Ismark, so we should be, as a crow flies, a raven flies, faster than they are.
Oh yeah. Y'all would have already traversed all of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to that in a minute.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, again, y'all begin to travel. I need everybody to make perception checks.
Oh, there we go.
Cool. Look at Droot.
I saw something by accident is what just happened.
Droot's rolling some loaded virtual dice.
Drew saw something by accident. That was not intentional.
All right. Droot is going to notice, of all people, Droot is going to notice that, again, with everything to your south and in kind of y'all's rearview mirror, the river and everything, again, purely by happenstance, he's going to spot, and just as you kind of notice it and kind of snap your head and realize what you're seeing, Grim is going to kind of catch on as well and spot that. You've noticed what appears to be a bit of mist that is kind of creeping up out of the river, or it seems to be coming from the river that you've passed, and it's kind of coming up behind you.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Am I going to assume that this does not look like a natural mist?
You would assume correct.
But hey, guys, I don't think that's normal. And I'll kind of point to the mist behind me.
So we're still right on the other side of the bridge then.
Yeah. Y'all are on this side of the bridge now, the north part.
Okay.
I'm going to point to him like, hey guys, I don't think that doesn't look normal to me.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
So y'all will notice that it's kind of coming from the south, and as you kind of continue your horse trek north and then kind of going to the west following the main road, you'll now notice that there is a fog that seems to be rolling in from the direction of Castle Ravenloft, and it is kind of hugging the ground in this barren. You can kind of see it because, again, this is kind of a flat area that kind of is descending from the cliffs. It seems to be kind of rolling and moving quickly on the ground and coming y'all's direction.
Is this the fog?
I would think that would be a safe assumption.
All right. Yeah, let's put in high gear on these horses.
Or if we have 10 minutes, we could put the hut up and be trapped.
Thank you, man.
Again, I would just say I don't like being separate, having a member of the group separate from us for too long.
All right, well, let's book it then.
Yeah, we'll be all
All
right.
right.
If y'all
So,
gotta, if
y'all
y'all gotta
will,
bunker-
My horse doesn't get tired, so I'm fine with riding her hard.
if y'all gotta hunker down, hunker
Right.
down.
Well, y'all will kind of take heed of that and begin your you kind of needle your horses a little bit harder, and you will kind of speed up, following the path. And as you kind of do that, you notice that this fog, this mist that was kind of originating from the river and then coming also from the east. Is kind of again quickly making its way towards you. It seems to be kind of rolling on top of each other and almost like kind of like a wave in the ocean, coming your direction. And as you kind of around this thing, this area, this loop to the west, heading back due north, this fog to the south has almost overtaken you, as has the fog from the east. And just as it kind of rises to meet you, it kind of subsides and it stops just to the east and to the south of you, probably maybe 20 to 30 feet from you. It kind of just stops and comes to rest and seems to kind of hang in the air. Hold on one second.
I just want to give it the finger as we keep riding on.
Holy man.
What are you pointing at?
It's like some from dusk to dawn shit.
Hey, you must be the brave warrior. No, do this
All right,
first.
so that's kind of what it looks like, kind of coming at you, kind of like it is. And so as y'all kind of hightail it away from that, again, it kind of stops. R2, make a perception check. Yeah, that's right. I got to take them off.
17.
All right. R2 is going to notice not only that they're way off in the distance to the north. There appears to be some fog rolling in, but there appears to be some what appears to be some old structure, stone structure ruins to the northwest, up on a little hill.
Hey, I'll
And she spots what appears to be a campfire.
Oh, that's great.
yeah. Well, should we head towards the campfire?
I'd say we move away from this mist.
All right, then.
Every time I get near it, I feel just really tired, really exhausted.
I feel like I get worse when I try and do things.
So if you want, since you're now actually on a map per se, if you want to put R2 out there, I can do it. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll send her to the campfire again. The mist stopped moving, you said?
Yeah, it kind of stopped.
Oh boy, it's still so laggy. All right. She sees a person, and I see generally what type of a person he is.
Yeah, you have a roll for investigation.
There you go. 12.
All right. It appears to be this particular person does not appear to be dressed in that garb, that kind of gypsy garb that you've seen the Vistani wear. It does not. You don't see anyone but this particular what appears to be some type of traveler, something sitting in front of a campfire in front of his tent, kind of nestled in these ruins or these stone walls. He got long black hair. Seems to be dressed. I don't know. Dressed for the road, not necessarily like a gypsy. More like y'all would be dressed.
Yeah, I'll relay that to the group. I say, hey, there's somebody that's not a Donnie up here. I guess we should go talk to him.
Yeah, I'm all just for getting away from the mist.
Eric and Jack are heading that way. Come on, Jack, come talk to this guy.
So as y'all kind of approach, this individual will spot y'all kind of approaching, especially a half orc riding a skeletal horse.
That's gotta be a sight, man.
Yeah, it and we'll say, I have visitors, gentlemen.
Well
come.
met, traveler.
Yes, well met. Please come to the fire. Stay warm. Get away from that infernal fog.
Yes, I know. Every time I go near it, I just feel exhausted. I don't know what it is about that fog.
He kind of looks at the half orc that's kind of come to camp, and the ones that are kind of standing. Please no need to fear me. I'm just a traveler such as yourselves. What brings you this far out into the valley?
Well, traveler, I appreciate your kindness and welcoming strangers here around your campfire. We're headed to meet some friends in another town.
Oh, that's.
But what are you doing all this way out here on the roads?
Oh, I'm at home on the road.
You're at home on the road? Well, do you have a purpose in traveling?
Oh, I usually, as you probably know, there's not much to do here besides visit the towns. You can't leave this infernal place. So I tend to just see what kind of work is needed in each of the towns. There's never anything done needed in the village of Barovia. So most of my travel is spent in Krex or Valakai.
Is that where you're coming from, or are you headed to?
Oh, that's where I'm coming from. Where are y'all headed to?
Well, I think our travels might take us around that area. Was there anything going on over there? Did you find some work over there?
Oh, there's not much there. There's slightly more there than the village. I just call it the village of Barovia. I don't want to get mixed up because this whole place is village, but it is called the village of Barovia. There's more to do than there, but no, there's not much work or anybody that needs anything there. Y'all don't look like you're from around these parts.
No, I'm not from here. We've only been here a little while. How long you been here?
Oh, I've been here forever.
Well, that's a long time. That's forever's long.
It feels like it. Says anything particular you're looking for in Valakai?
Yeah, I'm looking for a friend of mine, but we're going to meet up with him over there. But man, how do you stay safe traveling these roads?
Make a perception check.
Oh snap! That's twice.
Jesus.
It's the most perceptive Drew's ever been in his life.
Yeah. All right. He is going to say, "Oh yeah. I mean, I've traveled this area enough that I kind of know the things to look out for. I mean, nothing's completely safe. but as he says that, with that perception, you're going to notice a grin or a smirk that kind of flashes just for an instant across his face, and as quick as it was there, it's gone.
Hey, I didn't catch your name, brother.
Hey, where is Grim? Oh, Grim's I was looking for, because people are kind of spread out. He'll kind of turn from Drute and kind of look at the dwarf kind of standing a little further away and says, "Well, I didn't catch yours."
Nope, you sure didn't. This is a nice fun.
It would be a name that you couldn't pronounce. I would hate to hear you try to even do it.
That's kind of what I wanted you to pronounce it.
I have. Of y'all kind of standing around it, but you notice that the shadows that he's casting in the flicker of the flame seem to be moving.
The flames moving or the shadows are moving?
The shadows.
Well, I go
like
by
someone we met when we first came in. Sorry, that's out of game. Sorry.
Well, I mean, my name's pretty easy to pronounce. It's Harbin Webster.
And I'm actually a critically acclaimed doctor, Dr. Dre.
Oh man, I wouldn't know. I mean, how would you know? How have you met Mr. Webster?
I just know of him.
That's vague and ominous.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of work do you do in these towns and villages?
He kind of looks back at Drute and says, "Well, it's not so much work. It's more of play." And as he kind of says that, he kind of you notice that he kind of flickers a little bit, and his facade kind of begins to kind of change, and as he does that, he kind of seemed to change in front of you.
One question too many. One question too many.
That's all right. Carrick was about to call him out anyway.
Yeah, and
as soon as I see him flicker and see that, I'm going to cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Yeah, and I'm casting Moonbeam immediately.
Okay. So yeah, a lot will happen like in a split second with that. He will kind of fade. This image of this dressed traveler will fade, and you'll be face to face with what appears to be the gentleman you met before twice, once in the woods and once at the tavern. A gentleman that resembles Strahd. He's got that same jackass grin that he's had at all times when he speaks with you, and he kind of finishes his sentence when you asked him what kind of work does he do. He says it's more play, and he says I've been, and then he kind of finishes that sentence and says, and as you can tell, I've been having quite the time with you gentlemen. You have proven to be far more worthy than the last group that I had the fortune to meet. And he's finishing that sentence as Grim is casting his, and before just as almost as he puts the emphatic end on his sentence, the moonbeam is plopped right down on him, and he's going to kind of look up at this beam of pale light shining down on him, and Drew will see him kind of grin.
That's great.
Well, it was good seeing you. I mean,
I'll ask him. I just kind of snarkily ask him, "Hey, did it hurt last time when we killed you?"
Yeah, that's actually a good question. I like that. He will kind of look over, way over at Carrick, who's kind of standing a healthy distance away, and he will say, it is definitely a sensation that I have not felt in some time. But if it did anything, it was it excited me and gave me resolve that you might actually be worthy adversaries for a change.
He's got about 6 seconds until he has to make a con save and take radiant damage.
That's fine. He's going to continue to talk and say, not to ever steal the words or plagiarize words. Again, he's talked with that condescending tone as he's done in all times. But not to plagiarize the words of the great wizard Carrick, but you once said at our last meeting, enough of these pleasantries. I concur, and I'll go ahead and have him because it took him more than 6 seconds to say that. Con save?
At disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, dang, he makes it, but he'll still take half damage.
Okay.
That is radiant damage, so he'll take half of 7.
Okay.
So we'll say 3, I guess.
Okay. All right.
But it is radiant.
Okay. He'll say, what, again, I reiterate my question. What takes you to Valakai?
the road, these horses.
He'll kind of look at Grim and I say, you never to disappoint with your witty statements. And then he'll kind of turn back to Carrick and say, surely we've learned from our last visit that all of these attempts at your pitiful spells and things of that is all a waste of time. It would be far quicker and cleaner and easier if you would just simply give me my book.
Got another 6 seconds. He's got to make another con save.
Carrick firebolt in response. Speaking of pitiful spells.
Oh, that one will fail. So I guess he's already in his original form. So
yeah.
But he takes the full 12 radiant.
Okay.
Just every 6 seconds for 1 minute.
So he's just sitting in this moonbeam taking this damage while he's talking to us?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you got a lot of questions. I got a question that we burnt down a house last night. What do you think about that?
Make a perception check.
Perception. Okay.
Dang, that was a good perception roll.
Yeah. Holy crap.
You're going to see when he makes his answer, which he's going to say, "No, I was not aware of any house. What kind of trouble have you been getting into in Barovia?" But as he kind of says that, you're going to see just the faintest traces of maybe confusion / concern, like he doesn't know what you're talking about, and it seems genuine that he seems confused at that statement that you just made. Like you've kind of knocked him off of his knocked him off of his confidence for just a moment.
Well, it doesn't appear you know everything that goes on these lands then, as it would have been alluded to us. But we'll leave that for another day. I mean, if we're done here, we've got things to do today.
He says, no, by no means are we done. Oh, you fired a firebolt, didn't you, at him?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll that.
That 15 is half damage because he saved.
It misses. That's a 16.
Misses. That firebolt will come whizzing over his shoulder, and he'll kind of look and kind of grin at Carrick, and then look back at Grim as he again finishes that statement where he goes, I would simply say that this would be far easier for your group if you would simply hand over what is mine. We'll say that there's been 6 seconds of silence again.
We failed that one. It's 17.
Hey, Jared, what map are y'all on so I can put Ivor on it?
Oh, he's his token. Oh, his token's there.
Yeah, it's next to mine. I just don't see anybody else.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. I can move those up there. Sorry, I'll move them
I
both.
don't need mine up there, but I just
No. I mean, no. Since this has happened independent for you, we're not gonna make you sit there with no idea what's going on. So yeah, you can. We'll meta that, and so you can see what's going on.
Well, I can see the Ivors anyway.
He's playing Ivor too right now, technically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just didn't know where they went. So I thought it'd be easier.
Real quick, while my moonbeam is up and we're kind of while they're having this discussion, I want to cast another spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth on him. He's got to make a charisma save.
Okay.
Also, I know we're winding up for combat.
And he failed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I want to ask him, are you really Strahd?
He will look at you and say, "Of course."
How do we kill you?
You can't.
Hey, point of order. Sorry, out of game here. It says that Groot would know whether the creature succeeds or fails. Does that include if the creature chooses to succeed on a failed roll?
Oh, that's true. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Whether he chooses to succeed or fail? Yeah, he.
It says that Groot will know whether he succeeds or fails.
Yeah.
So the question is, if he uses a legendary resistance and chooses to succeed, would Groot just feel that the
spell's not taking effect on him?
Yeah.
Then yes, he would know. That good call. I see what you're talking about. He would know that he chose to succeed.
Okay, so I can tell that the spell's not taking effect on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
That was good thinking because I did not think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of that either. That was a good call. Yeah, he's we're not in combat or anything like that. But yeah, he chose to succeed on that.
Okay.
Well, he can be evasive anyway on Zone of Truth.
You can just choose not to answer.
Before we gear up combat, I'll assume it's up to you. Either I can take 2 actions before combat if you'll let me.
Well, he's already let you cast Firebolt, so I don't think he really cares what you do.
I'll pull my own stone out over my head, and then I'll cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. Yeah, you get the distinct feeling that he does not give a rat's butt what y'all are doing.
Right.
He's
I just want to charge at him with my horse and just try to trample him. Just run over him.
Into your own movement.
Okay.
Make your own.
I don't care.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm just gonna take my little pieces and just try to just run right through him.
All right. Go ahead and make what kind of attack would that be?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know what kind of attack that would be.
Like a
bludgeoning.
Rock actually has like a trample, I think.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let me see. There is a trampling charge.
Hey, you so seldom used Harak that I.
Yeah, I know. I really hadn't used Harak's actions. So it's a +6 to hit. I'm just going to roll a d20 and it's +6 to hit.
Okay.
So that'd be a 22.
That'll miss.
All right. Well, I missed him.
But as again, you will try to go straight at him and trample him. And as he kind of just at the last second kind of steps out of the way, he's going to shake his head and say, always choosing the difficult path. And
that's for me. Sorry, I just wanted to be fair.
No, that's all right. He's going to look at this half orc that just tried to trample him on a horse.
Dadgummit.
Here we go.
Hold on, let me adjust my HP real quick, and then I'll make it. Was it charisma save?
Wisdom. You're fucking.
Wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom save. Oh, I'm screwed then.
You done.
You done.
But my moonbeam is still in effect.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And technically, Harut is just still driving you around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so that is going to again. He cast charm on you. I didn't even look. It was.
Yeah, no, I failed it.
Yeah, it's failed. All right, so you are now charmed, and that action by him will initiate combat. As this is all happening, you're going to notice that these shadows that he was casting in the fire raise up from the ground.
Oh.
Oh, look at Jack. Back up the right, boys.
Always with that 0.15.
Ooh, this is going to be a laggy combat. I hope there's not a lot of people.
My lag has gone away. We'll put him way over here. I want you to see. We'll put you up here. All right.
I'm just gonna scroll. I want to see how many times he actually made con saves because I'll only have so many turns left of Moonbeam.
Okay.
It's probably like 3 or 4. I don't know.
All right, so I've got 6 turns left of Moonbeam.
Oh, I got to roll for Ivor. Sorry. Let me do this.
Sorry, I had to go ahead and use the bathroom. I was kind of behind.
All right. So I think that's everybody's in there. Am I missing anybody's?
I'm not actually in there. I mean, I'm on the screen, but
No, yeah, I've got you on the screen so you can kind of see what's happening. But I was making sure that. All right, that's everybody. So.
Hey, where's my for your bed?
All right, so Jack is going to be the first one up.
Jack's not. Brandon's not there right now.
Vicious mockery.
On who?
From around the corner.
On our man Strahd. All right, just finished my first round. We're just gonna start out small.
Who are we using this on?
On Strahd.
Okay. That is a wisdom save.
Ooh.
Dang.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Got that out of the way. You're welcome.
Is Jack going to move anywhere? Or is he gonna?
We don't see anybody east of us, right? I mean, we're assuming that everything's in front of us, I guess.
I mean, you see fog in all.
Yeah, I'll just no. There's no. I guess I'll back up to this wall. I can still see
Okay.
it and everything. Yeah.
All right. Drew.
Let's see. I'm gonna move right here next to the shadow. So I'm still mounted.
Okay.
So Herat gets to take like one of the dodge, dash, or disengage. So I'm going to let him take the dodge action, and then I will. Actually, I'm going to the other side of the shadow here,
Okay.
and I'm going to take a swing at the shadow. Or I guess I'll take 2 swings, but.
All right. That will hit.
All right. Well, since that's a crit, I'm also going to drop a Divine Smite on that. Which will be, is this thing considered undead?
It is.
All right. So, whoops. Then that needs to be another D10 on top of that. So that'll be another 22 points of radiant damage.
All right. So that's a total.
Oh, and I get to roll one of my dice again. What is this?
Just tell me the total once you got it all figured.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Give me 1 second, because I have a special feature for half orc that's savage attacks on crits. So that'll be, let's see. 28 and 31 is what, 59?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that'll be 59.
All right, that'll destroy that.
Nice.
Are you going to take any additional movement?
I'm gonna move. Let's see. How much did I? Whoops. I was. Let's see. I was here.
You want me to group them for you?
It's all right. I got it. I'm gonna move them down over here, closer to Carrick. I'm gonna try to get kind of between this shadow and Carrick.
So you can say you can drag and drop and pull them together.
Yeah.
You know, if you do a box and select them both.
Yeah, that's what I did. So that'll be my turn.
You can actually like group them, like connect them.
Oh, for real? It's all right. I got it. It's all right.
Right click and group.
Yeah, so you just click on one like normal, it'd move everything. All right. So, Carrick, you're up.
Yeah. Decisions. Carrick's going to do something fun. Now, I've never seen Carrick reach into his bag and pull out
Whoa. We've seen that too much.
skin glove. And I'm going to put my snakeskin glove on.
Woo.
Hey, did we lose Trevor?
Yeah, he said he's
on
trying
his
to log back
blood.
on. He got booted.
And I guess eventually we're going to have to get a token for this thing, but I have a Bigby's hand is the unofficial name that everyone knows it says.
Yeah.
You never use that.
And they took me out of it. Now it's just arcane hand. So a shimmering, translucent force hand appears in front of me. And I would like for it to make an attack on the one right here in front of me.
Okay.
Just punch it with Bixby's hand.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see. So it's my spell. Sorry, it's the first time. Hold on. Make a melee spell. So 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
4d8s.
What?
13, 21, 25 points of damage.
Nicely done.
Nice. All right.
And then for my movement, I will kind of see Drew kind of heading in kind of interception mode, and I'll just take a couple steps back.
Okay.
And then also I'll just have R2 sweep in 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's kind of floating here in the middle, and I will tell her to help Ivor on his next attack.
All right.
Okay. And that's it. Ivor's turn. Oh, shit. Can y'all hear me? I see J-Mate.
Yeah, I see you. I can hear you.
Okay. It's Ivor's turn, correct? I know. I can't
Yeah,
hear
it's
him.
Ivor's turn.
Okay.
Can y'all not hear Brock?
You can relay, I guess.
Okay, well, I still got Brock.
There he is. I got.
Yeah, I'll relay it for you.
Okay. Let me look at this real fast. $20-foot radius.
All right, now I lost Jared.
It's all screwy tonight. Okay, Ivor's going to move up by Jack. Right here.
Yeah.
and do this.
Yeah, Jared went to
We just weren't meant to fight tonight.
I got Jared back. Yeah, I saw what you had, but I just never got you back from the reconnect. Spike growth.
Ooh.
So I still have Brock. I'll relay for you. He
Yeah.
casts spike growth right
Yeah, and my question would have been: are those guys like terrestrial? Are they walking on the ground or not?
there. So he wants to know if they are like terrestrial, if they're touching the ground, or if they're like hovering above the ground. The shadows are not touching the ground, so you might want to pull that back. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wouldn't have done it. That was my first question, but since I can't
Yeah.
talk to him.
So he said if he would notice is that they're not touching the ground, he wouldn't have cast spike growth.
What about Strahd?
So what about Strahd? Strahd's touching the ground? Strahd's touching the ground.
Okay. There. Cancel spike growth. I'm just going to shoot at Strahd.
He's just going to shoot at Strahd. He's just going to shoot at Strahd.
Brock, your Hughes net's slowing everything down.
I mean, I don't know what to do.
Oh, now I got Jared back.
Yeah, I got him now.
All right.
For once, I'm not the one with the internet problems.
Yeah, right.
So Ivor shot at Strahd. That'll be a miss.
Yeah.
That's a miss.
Yeah. I see. I got Jared now.
Okay, cool. Oh, there we go.
Look at
That's
that.
great.
For the first time, well, I think it happened one time before. That arrow is gonna. I think it was Ivor's arrows that happened last time. Actually, the arrows will plant themselves in his shoulder, and he'll kind of look a bit shocked that it's happened. And
yeah, that's round number 2 for Ivor and Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's done.
All right. Let's see here. This thing is.
Yeah, I didn't know if those guys were floating or not. So.
Yeah.
That was a good thought.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, the closest thing to him is Grim. Grim's not here, but
he should be coming back.
This thing's going to come up to float over to Grim, and it's going. Whoa! Too many clicks.
If
strength drain.
And this thing is going to attempt to drain from Grim. I think a 20 hits, but I don't know.
I would
20.
think that if the bard were here, he might cutting words.
Yeah, a little cutting words.
So what do you roll? I don't know what you roll for that.
Let me click on it. Hold on. So we know we're ready.
We are effectively not that we ever had Mark, but for someone that was so concerned about like when we were playing, but we're now missing Jack and we're missing Grim. Do we want to pause so we're not guessing what people are doing?
Maybe we should, because this is a Strahd fight, so we should probably do this right.
Yeah.
We're
let's see
effectively doing
if Trevor's coming back, we can
fight.
finish this.
But I would think that the bard would cutting words a strength drain.
Yeah, let's
I don't mind playing Jack. I got his stuff.
let's say if Trevor's coming, if he can make it back, we'll finish this.
Like I said, I just didn't want to press on since we're missing half the crew now.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Plus, honestly, I need to go to sleep at some point.
Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow. Why do I not see cutting words on his spell list?
It's a feature, not a spell.
Oh, it's in his character sheet.
Yeah, cutting words is a bard feature.
He's probably. I think he's probably rebooting. I don't want to just drop it right now, but who's up next?
I don't see his cutting words in there either. Does he use one of his inspiration though? He uses one of his bardic inspiration, I assume.
Let me pull it up real quick. Because I know it's a feature, not like a spell.
Is it a D10? What is it?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up to see.
Hang on, I can see it. Oh, 5e cutting words.
Oh, it's one of his lower bard things.
Yeah, it's a 3rd level.
Attack, check, damage. Use your action to spend 1 dice or 1 bardic inspiration.
So 1d8 plus your cons modifier. At higher levels, 1d8.
So what's his bardic inspiration die?
That's a good question. I'm looking.
Just do 5 plus his cons.
Bardic inspiration at 5th level. It's at 10th level at D12 and 15. So it's a D10. D10.
Yeah, D10. So roll a D10 and subtract that.
Well, plus his. Oh gosh, he only rolled.
Yeah, it's
2.
plus his constitution.
Plus his con, which is. Come on.
Probably 5.
No, his con is a +2, so 4 points.
So that'd be a 6. That would drop it to a 16. I think that misses Grim.
That's how.
I think so. It sounds like it would. 16 sounds low for someone that would be at level 11 with stuff.
Yeah, his HP is higher than mine, and 16 is lower than mine. So
Let's see here.
I mean AC, not HP, whatever.
I'm kind of okay with putting the pause button if we're down 3 people.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, this is easy. We can just literally pick right back up where we left off.
Yeah.
Well, we'll say that misses because I'm with you. 16's got to be a miss.
That's what I'm thinking.
On Grim it is for sure.
I'll swim or not swim. Switch it to the next person in line, and then I'll stop right there.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah,
And I went ahead and I grouped your
Oh, thank you.
thing. Just tell me when you want to hop off the horse. It's and
Yeah, it's no problem.
try to make it a little easier on you
Appreciate it.
because I kind of like you running around like Braveheart on a horse, swinging.
But for a half orc on a skeletal horse has got to be, that's a sight to see.
Absolutely. You need to have one of that. Needs to be the shirt, the next shirt.
Hey, talk to Trevor about that.
A half orc riding a skeletal horse.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I mean, it's what, midnight, so probably time to go to sleep. Nobody can hear me.
Man.
Yeah, he sounds like a robot on mine. I can't
Yeah, I
understand.
can't hear it now. What was that, Brock?
Yeah, I said it's fine. Midnight, probably time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in the morning.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right, fellas.
See you all
Thanks,
next
everyone.
time.
I'll see if this crap internet will upload a video.